Ladies and gentlemen, happy holidays and welcome back to another edition of Wrestling's Real, the unfiltered and partially censored video podcast in which we cover the best and worst shows in the history of professional wrestling. I am Andy, flanked by my brother Kyle.
Hello. Hello.
Merry Christmas, Kyle.
Merry Christmas. It's the most wonderful time of the year, as they say.
As always, we got our brother from another mother, Mario.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, happy all those other things, happy Festivus. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to celebrate with you boys and a little bit of TNA as well, because I think we're kind of talking about it off air. We don't know too much about TNA, but some crazy stuff has come out of this era. So we're excited to kind of dive into it. If people want to hear us talk about more TNA, let us know in the comments.
For sure.
I would love to.
We want to watch more TNA.
Oh my God, especially after this episode. Boys, this is the last episode of Wrestling's Real for the year, and what a year we've had.
Crazy.
We've watched some amazing shows. We've watched some pretty pitiful ones as well. Regardless of how good or bad the show was, do you guys have a favorite episode we've done or favorite show we've watched?
I don't know, man. I have a good time anytime. I know it doesn't sound like it. A lot of episodes I sound very pissed. I guess like the bad shows, because we are like going through it together. We're experiencing some real dark shit here.
We're in the trenches.
Yeah, we're in the trenches, and making fun of that together is funny. But also, there's a lot of good shit that we're watching, and that deserves the praise, and I'm happy we talk about that, of course.
The Slammies are definitely up there for me. Because
Slammies was hilarious
We were
to watch.
just having a good time.
That was my favorite episode we've done this year.
Again, it's very nice to go back to the things that we didn't watch at all.
And once again, thank you to everyone who watches, everyone who subscribes, and everyone who comments. I get comments on the daily, whether it's on TikTok, whether it's on YouTube. I see your comments, and connecting with wrestling fans, it's so freaking awesome. So thank you guys again. What's in store for the future? Well, we briefly touched on it last episode, but starting in January, we hop in the DeLorean. We go back 20 years to 2005 and revisit the road to WrestleMania 21. That's right. We start with Royal Rumble 2005, parts 1 and 2 in January, No Way Out 2005 in February. Then in March and April, we'll close out with the Showcase of the Immortals. WrestleMania 21.
Hell yeah, brother.
It's going to be a marathon for the ages. I can't wait.
Andrew loves WrestleMania 21.
This
guy
love
it.
WrestleMania 21.
He was politicking to do WrestleMania 21 earlier.
I was.
It was in the running when we did 17. I think it was 20.
Right.
He picked 21. You picked 30, I think.
But
I picked 30.
I had 17.
Mario's a master politician. He said that doesn't work for me, brother.
Oh yeah,
brother.
well he gave it to the people. We did like one of those like raw polls, where they come up with like stipulations. Like there's like 3 options, and they go on WWE.com and they vote for.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Watch.
That's how we ended up with 20.
What we did. Or in this case, TNA Mobile.
Not only are we watching yet another festive holiday show, but for the first time ever on this channel, we're watching Total Nonstop Action.
Woo! TNA!
When I was a young man, like most wrestling fans, I loved wrestling video games. Day of Reckoning and SmackDown vs. Raw, that was my shit. We didn't have community creations back then, you spoiled brats. Back in the day, we had to look up call formulas.
The formulas, that's right.
On GameFAQs or like Angel Fire websites.
Yeah.
And on these websites, I would see AJ Styles, Abyss, Amazing Red. And I was like, who the hell are these dudes and where can I watch them? I looked in the TV guide and there it was, TNA Wrestling. It was at 4 o'clock Eastern on Fox Sports. Needless to say, 12-year-old Andy wasn't into it. But looking back, TNA was so ahead of its time.
It really was.
Kyle, you didn't watch TNA around this time, 2007.
No, not at all. I didn't even know it fucking existed, brother.
I recall you getting into TNA, or Impact as it were, in 2010 when Jeff Hardy turned heel.
Exactly. But again, at that time, I was still fairly young. So I caught up with YouTube clips, just random people just posting this shit on YouTube. Because back then, there wasn't copyright strikes.
Yeah, no shit.
You could just watch this shit. And I fell in love with the concept of a heel Jeff Hardy. And that's when I found out, like, holy shit, there is like an alternative. Seeing the other wrestlers that I didn't know, is threatening the right word? I don't think it is. Just intimidating,
I guess you were intimidated by Cowboy James Storm.
Yeah, I saw the 6-sided ring, and I'm like, when
Too
he said
much.
it.
That doesn't work for me,
This
brother.
is fucking weird, brother.
Mario, what about you? I know we briefly touched on it before we hit the record button, but you said you saw some TNA clips back in the day?
Yeah, like I remember the Rick stuff. I feel like everyone knows the Rick stuff because that woo off with Jay Lethal
it's
is
like
a
a
meme.
it's like a
Yeah,
meme.
so I've seen
Trending clip,
and I feel like I ran into it here and there, like flipping through TV, and I was like, oh hey, that's Kurt Angle. I remember Kurt Angle. Hey, that's Ric Flair. I remember Ric Flair. So I would be like, oh, it's weird to see them in a different, in a weird looking ring.
and you're like, oh, they're doing this. Holy shit, this is where they're at.
So
They're
I
not
didn't
like
really know about it. I just kind of accidentally found it one day, and I never like kept up with it. But I was kind of like, oh, it's kind of cool to see that they're there now, and that makes sense that I'm not seeing them elsewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was
I
kind of.
I always assumed they were like canonically dead.
Yeah.
It was like seeing like a.
You know what I mean? I didn't know
like
there was
your
another
favorite like superheroes in a different TV show, like X-Men
that's-
and Spider-Man crossing over. You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
was like it was weird to see them doing something else because you're so used to them in one place in WWF or WWE.
I understand the analogy.
You know?
Absolutely.
I get it too.
Why is Kurt Angle going to Xavier's mansion to find out if he's going to turn to a spider?
So with TNA, there were some rough years during the 2010s. They became Impact, and then they were acquired by Anthem, and then they merged with Jeff Jarrett's Global Force.
Yeah.
And then they became Impact again. On paper, it's such a mess.
And I mean, folks, where's the lie?
But thankfully, at this time, things are looking pretty good. They're TNA once again, and they have some of the best stars in wrestling.
Before we go any further, I just want to say the things we say about this show is coming from a blank slate, and not fully understanding the storylines that have been happening. I don't know about you, Andrew, but I kind of went through this just not really knowing anything.
Gotcha. So if Kyle shits on Relic, it's not. Don't take offense. If we do shit on stuff, we didn't grow up watching TNA.
And I apologize if you're a TNA super fan and you're fucking pulling your hair out.
On this edition of Wrestling's Real, we go back to Christmas of 2007. Chestnuts are roasting, sleigh bells are ringing, and Kurt Angle is off a bean. What do you boys say we get into it?
Let's fucking go.
The show kicks off with a wholesome Christmas video package. It's a time of joy and laughter.
Look at that package.
But in TNA, it's just another excuse to kick some ass.
That's right. Shut the fuck up, Santa.
My
It's about wrestling.
My testosterone levels shot up to 2,000 watching this fucking segment.
What's the meaning of this? Shut the hell up, Santa.
Tonight, there will be Christmas Chaos Cage match, a double North Pole match, bro, a Santa's Workshop knockout street fight, boys, a Silent Night Bloody Night match.
So, is this Vince Russo or?
I think so.
Okay,
I
all
think
right.
so.
Well, you know what? They make this shit work.
They do.
They really do. As dumb as the concept of the every match being a gimmick is, that's pro wrestling, baby.
And it's Christmas, so who
It's
gives a
Christmas.
shit? Who
That's
fucking
right.
cares? Our main event for the night is the phenomenal AJ Styles versus Frankie Kazarian in a grab the reindeer ladder match. Like, what the
The only thing that takes me out of it is because the match was so fucking good.
Yeah.
I really liked the match. The match was amazing, but the finish is grabbing antlers, like
Yeah.
stuffy antlers. I don't know, man.
You gotta grab the reindeer.
It's funny. That's Christmas.
It's Christmas, boys. It's Christmas.
Is this
It's
how
Christmas,
how
goddammit.
early in AJ's career is this?
So AJ, he got his start in WCW around the turn of the millennium. Yeah, 2000.
It's fucking early.
2001. Yeah, he was like one of the hot young cruiserweights in WCW. Obviously, when WCW folded, WWE offered him a contract, and they wanted him to move to Kentucky, OVW. And AJ's wife was going to college at the time where they were, and AJ put his family first, like he always does. He's like, listen, I can't go. My wife's going to college. I can't move. I can't move my family.
What a lad.
What a fucking lad. Jeff Jarrett and his dad started this upstart promotion, and dude, TNA hit the ground running in 2002. AJ joined, and he's been a mainstay in TNA since the inception of TNA. So
Absolutely.
at this point, we're in 2007. AJ's about 5 to 6 years into his career. Something that really set TNA apart from WWE, each Impact had episode titles. Tonight, it's episode 182. You had better watch out. Santa Claus is coming to TNA. Not as clever as George Lopez titles, but
No,
it gets the point across.
Not as clever as Sobskay.
The show opens with plucky underdog Eric Young putting the finishing touches on his Christmas tree as Jeremy Borash welcomes the audience to the 2007 TNA Christmas party.
This really sets the tone for the entire show. It's just nonstop, goofy.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's hilarious though.
Eric introduces everyone to his family members, his cousins Bruno and Tilly. We also meet Eric's sister, Kimberly the Monkey Girl. That's a lemur.
That's Zaboomafoo.
I mean, monkeys and lemurs are in the same family, so I can overlook that.
Zaboomafoo. I did not know TNA signed Zaboomafoo. That is fucking awesome. See, this is what I mean by going back and not realizing that these workers have been cutting their teeth in other promotions.
Yeah, Zabu moved from PBS to Spike TV.
Dude, good for him being more edgy.
As the doorbell rings, a young Mario Lima creams himself as it's Bushwhacker Luke. Sorry.
No, it's not.
Uncle Leo, I'm sorry.
Uncle Leo.
This is literally what happens at my Vavo's house when my uncle shows up because
You just start
You guys
strutting.
do the strut gimmick?
that's my dad walking in, and it's my Uncle Jimmy and Uncle Carlos on the couch.
Does your uncle lick your face?
Yeah, and they start hot dogging around the living room. They're like, hey, let's go put some schwacker downstairs.
What a way to kick off the show, boys. What a way to kick off the show. We make our arrival into the Impact Zone, and it's a lively atmosphere.
I love the Christmas tree lights, like around the steel cage and the ribbons.
It gets you in the spirit.
It does. It is. This is like one of the most festive wrestling shows I've ever seen. Like the YouTube video was not lying.
Oh, no. It's very
Shout out
accurate.
TNA for putting their just like old episodes and pay-per-views on YouTube now. Like that's amazing.
Yeah, we're putting you over. Don't strike us. On the call tonight, we got Professor Mike Tenay and Don West, a very underrated and unappreciated pairing.
Definitely.
They were to TNA what JR and King were to WWE.
I can totally see that. I can totally hear it.
General Manager Jim Cornette is quote-unquote away on assignment. I'd like to think he's in a Santa suit shitting in Vince Russo's chimney. Taking Cornette's place tonight and making his second appearance on Wrestling's Real, it's the Blueprint Matt Morgan.
Hell yeah.
Morgan wishes everyone a Merry Christmas and hypes up the crowd for our opening contest. It's an 8-man tag Christmas Chaos Cage match. Say that 5 times fast.
Christmas Chaos Cage match, baby.
We got the Rock and Raven faction, Lance Hoyt, now Lance Archer,
That popped me, man.
and Jimmy Rave. Rest in peace, Jimmy Rave.
Rest in peace. I'm not familiar with Jimmy Rave's work.
Yeah, he passed away recently.
I enjoyed him in this match a lot.
He was fucking dope.
Again, I really want to go back on TNA and get a actual, taste of all these.
And all these impacts are on YouTube.
Yeah,
a lot of them are on
yeah,
YouTube for
yeah.
free.
Absolutely.
They're teaming up with the Cowboy, James Storm, accompanied by the beautiful Jacqueline, and
Hell yeah.
Robert Roode.
So are they beer money?
Not yet.
Not okay.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, dude.
I assume so because they didn't come out together.
No,
so.
yeah. They will be taking on LAX, Homicide and Hernandez. They'll be teaming with Scott Steiner and Booker T.
Hell yeah.
Working inside of a cage is probably stressful on its own. Now imagine an 8-man tag inside of a cage.
Well, I think it works with this ring at least because you got more. How do you feel about the TNA ring?
It's a cool visual that set them apart. The hexagon. I think that's really sick. When Hogan and Bischoff came into TNA in like 2010, that was the first thing they got rid of. Hogan was just like, "We're going back to the 4 sides, dude," and the crowd hated it.
That's a shame, dude. Like, be different, man. Be different.
The match was fast and frenetic. It was really, really hard to keep up with everything going on.
Up to the finish as well. I think that was kind of the theme of the whole fucking match. It was just bonkers. It was just bonkers.
At one point, Hernandez absolutely drills Jimmy Rave into the cage head
Oh, that
first.
was fucking awesome. The
That looked-
chokehold suplex or whatever the hell it was.
Brutal. Booker T gets the hot tag and the crowd pops huge. Keep in mind, Booker's only been with the company for about a month. So the crowd is still in awe, Booker absolutely cleans house. He throws Rude into the cage, hits a spine buster to Rave, and then all hell breaks loose. All 8 men are in the ring now. It's insane.
I love it. It goes completely chaotic, as it should. What kind of throws me off about the match is that they need to tag each other in. I kind of wish the match was just...
Like a tornado?
like a tornado.
What a mindfuck that would be.
It would. Yeah, maybe that's not a good idea then. But it's just weird seeing them behind the ropes like that, all tight.
Yeah,
all
it's awkward.
claustrophobic. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems kind of hard to.
Yeah, we were just talking about this. Like it's a cool ring design, but like the space is kind of weird. Like now looking at it, I'm like, it does look very small in there. There's a reason why war games get like 2 fucking rings, because
Right,
you want
right.
that kind of action.
Finish of the match, Christy Hemme tries to slip Rock and Rave a locket or something. I don't know what the hell that was.
I don't know. It's cool though.
It is kind of cool. One of LAX's goons chases her off with a slapjack. Booker hits the bookend to Jimmy Rave and picks up the win in 4:25.
Everyone's distracted. I like the finish.
Yeah,
I liked it.
No, I thought it was good too. Not the best opener, but the crowd was into it.
Right. It was a solid opening match. Again, they're doing like a fun, festive Christmas show.
Yeah, it's
This
just
is not like a pay-per-view.
exactly. So take it for what it is. I wish they had more.
Absolutely.
I wish they had more time.
Absolutely. But it was good for what it was. Absolutely.
Back to Eric Young's Christmas party we go. Eric says to Borash, "Do you know who that guy is? He's been staring at me all night." And then they cut to a stuffed reindeer on the chair.
That popped the shit out of me. That was hilarious.
It's like, who's your boy? How do you describe Eric Young's character? Is he
Probably
just a naive
Chris Benoit brain? Like,
oh my god.
it's like mush.
Oh my god, Kyle.
What?
That's fucked up.
Okay, maybe not say that.
I'm not a CTE guy.
Oh, I was gonna compare him to Eugene. I don't know what's better.
Eugene's.
Just like a
I think Eugene is smarter than
like
Eric Young.
Eric Young's like a simpleton. I guess that's his
Simpleton. That's one way to say it, I guess.
yeah.
He's
He's a kid. Like
he's a man-child.
It's funny. It is funny.
It is great.
And it's again, I'm more familiar with Eric Young later in his career, so
it's
it's
so weird.
so funny to see him in this naive,
Dumbass.
dumb, just dumb role.
He's just a big dum-dum. The doorbell rings once again, and it's the beautiful people, Velvet Sky and Angelina Love.
Good Lord.
Remember last episode when I said that Joy Giovanni can hit me with her car?
Mm-hmm.
Velvet Sky can throw me off the Empire State Building. The beautiful people say that they're at the party to service the guests, especially the hot ones.
Oh, shit.
Ay, meu Deus. Eric takes the word service literally and asks them to hand out milk and cookies. He's such a dork. It's so adorable.
This is like my kind of riz, where like I'm like, hey, you want to give out cookies and milk?
Hell yeah, brother.
Not know what to say. Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I think I relate with Eric Young more than any other wrestler ever.
The doorbell rings once again, and it's one dirty bitch, ODB, dressed up as a drunk elf.
Dude, ODB's gimmick is so fucking funny.
She's
I love
just
it.
drunk.
I love her. I love her. She's coming out with the flask.
Always grabbing her
during
titties.
her matches, which is
I follow
amazing.
her on Instagram, and she's still going buck wild.
Guys, this really gets me in the Christmas spirit because, growing up Portuguese, we're used to drunk elves. So this got me all festive, Rather than service the guests, ODB offered to bartend. How wholesome. The bell rings once again, and we see Awesome Kong.
Hell yeah.
One of, if not the greatest TNA knockout of all time. Eric makes Kong bathroom attendant for the evening. Still better than what WWE did to her.
I don't need to have been watching TNA to know that Awesome Kong is a fucking legend. Awesome Kong is like one of the most threatening wrestlers to ever exist. Yeah. And her character is one of the most, like, it's like the kaiju type,
yes,
like Samoa Joe type. And they both have similar themes where it's like kind of like a kaiju type thing.
They'd be a great mixed tag.
Also, another thing with Awesome Kong, she is like the complete opposite of her actual.
Oh, she's such a sweetheart in real life.
Her actual character.
She's so funny.
She's so wholesome and so interesting to listen to, and she's hilarious.
I love Kong. Back to the Impact Zone we go as we see Team 3D flanked by Johnny Devine, They're all dressed.
boy.
They're all dressed for the occasion. Team 3D rocking some Santa outfits. Don West says that Brother Ray makes Santa Claus look skinny. I didn't want to say it.
Brother Ray makes Santa Claus look skinny.
Bubba Claus says that since it's the holiday season, they'd like to take this opportunity and apologize to Black Machismo and the Motor City Machine Guns for treating them so poorly as of late.
I love seeing Devon, man, in the Santa Claus outfit.
So good.
Like, he's not wearing the beard. Like he's trying to, but it just falls down. He doesn't even bother to put the beard on. I fucking love it.
TNA takes a page out of the McMahon playbook and fakes the audience out with Little Machismo, Little Sabin, Little Shelly. Like what year is this?
Shouts out Little Machismo.
Oh, yeah. He's got a nice ass.
I wasn't gonna go there.
He's got a nice.
I wasn't gonna go there.
You thought Renee Dupree's cakes were good. Dude.
Oh, well, true.
Little Machismo.
Machismo do be back in that cake. Imagine getting paid to just be Macho Man.
No, you're not only doing an
day.
impression of Macho Man, you're doing an impression of Jay Lethal doing an impression of Macho Man Randy Savage.
Exactly.
It's phenomenal.
It's a paradox.
Each little guy takes a turn sitting on Bubba's lap. Bubba asks Little Sabin what he wants for Christmas.
What, are you kidding me? You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
I'm a Christmas Story mark, so that got me.
Okay.
Bubba moves on to little Alex Shelley. Alex Shelley wishes for a new computer so he can, quote, put himself over to the 38 people who actually look at his MySpace account. The second he said MySpace, my back started to hurt.
Oh my god!
Like, holy shit.
I thought that was funny.
2007.
Even back then, Bubba was salty about
Social
internet
media.
people. Yeah, social media.
God. Lastly, Little Machismo sits on Bubba's lap. I'll play it for you, Mario. I know you want to hear it.
I want Little Machismo saying "Oh yeah" as a sound alert because it's so funny when he says "Oh yeah."
Like a little. I just want to pick him up. I just want to pick him up. He's so cute.
This is the shit I wish you could keep in.
I'm keeping that in. I don't give a fuck. You think I'm not keeping that in?
Don't keep it.
I want to pick him up and kiss him? Fuck you. I'll do whatever I want. If Mike Tyson could do it to Hasbulla, I'll do it to little Jay Lethal. Little Black Machismo sits on Bubba's lap and wishes for a night with SoCal Val.
Wow.
Bubba gives Little Machismo a $5 bill and says, "Don't forget my change."
Damn.
Shabba.
That's fucked up.
That was great.
You son of a bitch. We need the faces to come out earlier.
As Bubba proceeds to mock the little guys, little Chris Sabin slaps him right in the mouth. Big mistake, or in this case, little mistake. Team 3D and Divine start getting heat on the little guys when the real Machismo and Motor City Machine Guns come in for the save.
Hell yeah.
Sabin, the real Sabin, takes to the mic and says that they don't have to wait until later. We can do this North Pole match right now.
And they got to work with their Christmas gear, all that shit. Bubba needs to pull up his pants every 2 seconds.
Poor guy. After a brief commercial break, we see the double North Pole setup. One pole has Ultimate X match, and the other pole has plate glass table match. Whichever stocking gets pulled down, that will be the stipulation that these guys will have next pay-per-view. Obviously, if you're Team 3D, you want the tables match because they made tables famous.
Yeah.
If you're a spot monkey like Machine Guns, you want Ultimate X. That is not the match you'd want as a fat guy. Are you familiar with the Ultimate X match, Mario?
No.
I'm not either.
So the Ultimate X match, it's actually really, really cool.
Oh, is that the ropes and the big X in the middle?
Yeah, so...
You gotta crawl?
Yeah, so...
That's fucking awesome.
It's an X, right? It's suspended with these cables going across in like an X shape, and to get to it, you can't climb a ladder. You need to climb the truss and then James Bond your way over to the X.
Yeah.
Oh, like Nightfire.
Yeah,
yes, like
legit.
Nightfire. It's
legit.
badass. So if you're Bubba, I'd be pissed. I've said it once before, but TNA was really ahead of its time. The X division was WWE's cruiserweight division on steroids. These guys were so unbelievably talented.
Absolutely. When given like the time and just
They're incredible.
Like, they were doing shit that you wouldn't see or barely would see in WWE. You wouldn't see it on WWE TV.
No.
You wouldn't see this shit. Now, this style of wrestling that we're seeing is more common now, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, they're way ahead of their time. And, again, I know it's a TV match, but seeing Motor City Machine Guns versus Team 3D
I'm so happy
on
they're
TV,
in WWE.
it's really cool. No, it's awesome. It's, good for them, man. They deserve it.
Not only are they in WWE, but they're champs.
They're champs.
What a world.
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
On paper, the Guns and Machismo and Team 3D, like, they shouldn't click, but mixing the high-flying technical style with brawling, it
works.
It surprisingly works. And
Absolutely.
the crowd is really, really into it.
Credit to the Dudleys being such good heels. Way to go full in as dressing as Santa, being like a heel Santa. Bubba's hilarious. As people shit on Bubba, and I did previously with the opening segment of, really stretching a joke out and it's not funny. But Bubba is very entertaining as a wrestler.
Agreed. I can't disagree.
Cannot fight that. He's also very smart when it comes to wrestling and the psychology of it. I've listened to Busted Open, and they dissect psychology a lot, and it's very interesting to talk about. Even though if you don't agree with the psychology, that's wrestling, baby.
That is wrestling.
He knows his shit.
Dudley's go for a what's up, but Shelley bumps Devon. This allows Machismo to go for the what's up of his own, and little Alex Shelley plays the role of Devon.
It was a 6v3.
Look at Bubba.
It was amazing. Yeah, Bubba's eyes. Fucking
like, holy shit.
It was so much fun. This match is so much fun.
It was. As the match comes to a close, the little guys start getting involved in the match. Little Machismo and little Shelley help crotch Johnny Devine. Little Saban kicks Devon right in the nuts. And both Black Machismos hit a Randy Savage elbow drop.
The second half of this match was just like off the rails in the most positive way.
I had so much fun. Alex Shelley grabs that Ultimate X stocking for the win. I'm not usually into pole matches, but this was an exception. This was an exception.
Here's the thing. The match really needs to be entertaining to really elevate the whole gimmick of the match. You know what I mean? It's just like, if this, no offense to WWE, but if we were doing like a WWE match at this time in 2007 and this was the stipulation, it would be a fucking snooze fest.
Yeah, it'd be
You
dumb.
wouldn't give a fuck. It would probably be Santino Marella and Jinder Mahal in a North Pole match. Like,
we need more of this today. Like, not like, I mean, obviously gimmicky matches are always gonna be cringe, but like, when done well, done well, and you have good performers behind it, you have so much fun with that. You know what I mean?
For a 6-minute match, these guys got the job.
it was only 6 minutes?
This was on TV. It was probably longer. But for a short match, these guys got the job done, and they kept the crowd into it.
Absolutely.
Really good shit here. Back to Eric Young's party. Eric is conducting some Christmas carols. Everyone is vibing.
Chrissy Hemi's dancing on the couch.
Eric's cousins need to take a leak, but Kong is not having it.
Kong said no. Why?
Rather than let these poor dudes use the bathroom, Kong lays a beating into them. Like, not cool. Like, what the fuck? They just gotta pee.
You know what? To play devil's advocate, those guys are disgusting, so I'm glad Kong is taking them out.
Our next guest arrives. It's Kevin Nash.
How much was the dough?
Collecting that bag. The beautiful people flock to Nash. There's a weird edit on the YouTube version. While Nash is talking to Eric, there's a cut, and all the guests go, "Oh!" This drove me crazy.
Halves? 3-on-1? Half and half? Yeah, half and half. Sky's the limit.
I found the live version, and I clipped it for you boys. Here's what was censored. And I'm really pissed they didn't keep it in.
He's coming.
Santa's coming?
Yeah.
He ain't the only one, buddy.
He ain't the only one that's coming.
I guess, like, an ejaculation joke doesn't go well on YouTube.
But it's Kevin Nash.
It is Kevin Nash.
He's Super Shredder, for God's sake. He's used to ooze.
ODB calls the beautiful people sluts, and we have ourselves a holiday catfight to take us into commercial break.
Oh, hell yeah.
As we come back from break, Eric is cleaning the mess.
Clean monkey. That was hilarious.
He's cleaning the mess that the knockouts have made. The doorbell rings, and God himself makes his arrival. It's Karen and TNA champion Kurt Angle. Eric tells Kurt and Karen to be on their best behavior because Santa's on his way. Kurt pulls Eric aside and has that uncomfortable conversation all parents have with their children.
Kurt Angle breaks kayfabe.
He does. Kurt reveals to Eric that Santa Claus is not real.
Santa Claus is like a cartoon character, like Spider-Man or Shrek. You understand?
That killed me.
It reminds me of, like, it doesn't make me feel as bad when we say, this is like Spider-Man.
Kurt Angle did it for us this episode.
Kurt Angle did it, and he's a true worker, and he's an Olympic gold medalist.
Kurt Angle walks so we can run.
Exactly,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
This confuses Eric even more. Now Eric thinks that Shrek, Spider-Man, and Santa are all the same person. A fed-up Kurt Angle says that he needs a drink.
I need a drink.
I hope she has the keys. That's all I'm saying. Up next, we have a 9-way Santa's Workshop match between ODB, Roxy Laveau, Jacqueline, Awesome Kong, Velvet Sky, Angelina Love, Christy Hemme, Gail Kim, and Miss Brooks with her giant tits.
This match was actually kind of okay. It was mostly about the whole Gail Kim and Awesome Kong rivalry.
Yeah.
Which,
the only reason the match exists is to further the rivalry between Kong and Gail Kim.
and watching this back, it makes me want to keep up with like their matches and stuff.
Dude, those two...
This seemed like a very intense fucking feud here.
Those two were the benchmark of women's wrestling.
That's fucking awesome.
Everyone points to the Four Horsewomen for putting wrestling on the map for women, but in reality, Kim and Kong were the trendsetters.
Definitely.
Other than the Kim and Kong stuff, this was kind of a mess and really hard to keep track of what was going on.
It was, but I thought the toy box, like putting like ODB using the toy box to put like Angelina Love, putting Angelina Love in the toy box, her standing and hot dogging on top of it.
Oh, that was the highlight of the night.
I don't know. I'm way more entertained by this division than like I'm sure what WWE was doing. Clearly because
the knockouts were significantly better.
Gail Kim, like I don't even remember Gail Kim in WWE. Like she barely had a role.
No.
So,
but here she's like an attraction.
Oh yeah, she's the fucking champion. So I would assume so. It's great to see Gail and Awesome Kong. Mostly.
Yeah.
Makes you really want to buy into the whole story.
They had some great matches.
I got to go back and watch them.
They had some great fucking matches. Finish of the match, Kong absolutely wrecks everyone, leaving Christy Hemme as the last woman standing. Kong hits her patented awesome bomb on Hemme. 1, 2, 3, Awesome Kong is victorious in 3 minutes, 40 seconds.
But that ain't it, bitch.
Oh, that ain't it. Here's the real main event. After the match, Gail brings a chair into the ring. She's not done with Kong.
Oh, hell no.
This was actually the best part of the entire segment.
Oh, absolutely. Again, like we were saying, this is the whole purpose.
Gail nails Kong with 2 chair shots to the body and 1 unprotected chair shot to the head.
Oh, man.
Ouch, kabibbles. Security rushed the ring as these women are completely unhinged.
Huge pull apart. You can't stop them. This is just a slight taste of it, too.
It's just a taste. I'm buying the ticket, brother.
I'm buying the ticket.
Yeah, the
Are
match.
you kidding me?
The match was meh, but this aftermath.
Right. I don't think I've ever seen like a security pull apart like in 2007 with the women.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? So
again, ahead of their time. Back at Eric Young's, Eric is congratulating Matt Morgan for such an awesome Christmas episode of Impact. The doorbell rings. It's Wildcat Chris Harris, James Storm's former tag team partner.
Oh, okay.
In America's Most Wanted.
It's his birthday, apparently.
Yeah.
And he's heated.
Harris starts rummaging through the gifts, asking if any are for him. When Eric says no, Harris gets offended. It's not just Christmas, it's his birthday. Who else has a birthday on Christmas?
I know.
Eric says, JC? And Harris snaps in a funny moment. He says, Jim Cornette? Who'd he ever beat?
JC, Jim Cornette has a birthday on Christmas? Who's he ever beat?
More guests arrive. We see the Motor City Machine Guns.
Little Motor City Machine Guns.
The Little Motor City Machine Guns. Little Machismo. Big Machismo. Sanjay Dutt makes an appearance.
It's sad how they write the Little Motor City Machine Guns where they're like, I don't know, act mischievous. Go jump on the couch. like, come on. These people are human as well. They're not going to just go be jumping on fucking couches like a fucking dog.
They're not just humans. They're adults. Ugh.
Who's booking this shit?
SoCal Val pulls up, and she's got a mistletoe.
Good lord. I hope Black Machismo goes under that mistletoe, brother.
Just as Black Machismo leans in for a kiss, Sanjay Dutt swoops in and steals
You
it.
bastard.
Classic shit here.
Classic Sanjay.
Backstage, Crystal catches up with Samoa Joe and asks if he's coming to the Christmas party. Joe says that instead of wasting money on a Christmas party...
Give me the money, bitch.
Yeah, why doesn't TNA use that money to supplement my contract?
He's right.
He makes a good point.
He makes a great point. Hence why I thought he was the face.
Joe says that TNA should dedicate their TV time to what the fans want to see. Joe raising hell and committing violence.
There you go.
Again, he makes a good point.
Yeah, right. I'm on his side.
Joe then softens up a little bit, saying he's not going to be a Grinch. After learning that Matt Morgan's at the party having fun, he tells Crystal to let Morgan know he'll be at the party, and it's going to be a party he'll never forget.
Fucking right.
More on Joe later. We get a recap of Abyss, Father James Mitchell.
Wait, you didn't like this match? I didn't like the finish.
Okay,
But you didn't like this match?
I'll get into it.
Okay, all right.
We get a recap of Abyss, Father James Mitchell, and Judas Messias. I pride myself on being in touch and knowing quite a bit about wrestling. I have no idea what the fuck's going on, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. Father James Mitchell is Abyss's dad.
So apparently, Father James Mitchell was revealed to be Abyss's dad, and this guy, Judas Messias, is his half-brother or something. I apologize.
This is just Kane and Undertaker.
I apologize to all the TNA diehards out there.
I apologize, TNA diehards. I love you. Thank you for dedicating your time to this video if you're here. But this is fucking stupid.
It's Timu Brothers of Destruction.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's basically
I can totally see that. But I do love Abyss.
Oh, yeah.
I think Abyss himself is really fucking cool.
Yeah, he is.
It reminds me of like a Mankind and Kane type
hybrid
deal. Yeah, absolutely.
And they saw the success with Paul Bearer and him being Kane's dad or Undertaker.
Oh, come on.
They saw that shit and they're like, let's do that. Because Father James Mitchell was Abyss's manager. And
was Cornette booking, you said?
Cornette and Dutch Mantel, and I think Russo was writing under the table.
Come on, Cornette.
Up next, it's a Silent Night, Bloody Night match. We got ourselves a barbed wire Christmas tree in the ring,
with gimmick presents.
Which admittedly is a cool visual.
Shut the fuck up.
What?
I mean, a cool visual.
The barbed wire Christmas tree? I thought it looked cool.
It's funny.
It is funny.
I can't take it seriously. I'm sorry.
Did you guys know that Relic is killer spelled backwards?
I knew that after I heard Don West say it 3 times.
In case you forgot, they'll tell you every time he comes out. By the way, Relic is Johnny the Bull Stamboli from the Full Blooded Italians.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Really?
That's Johnny Stamboli. He's in Great Muta cosplay.
Yeah, legit. That's what it reminds me of.
It's literally just a Great Muta ripoff. Shark Boy.
Shark Boy was also one of those wrestlers where like we saw like in those like the wrestling video games that people created where I'm like, I've never seen this boy before. But I fucking love him immediately just by the way how he looks.
I love Shark Boy. My man is all bandaged up. Poor little bugger.
Neck brace and all.
Black Rain. On paper, the split personality concept is a really cool idea, but in execution, Black Rain was a fail.
And I know Dustin does not fucking like this gimmick at all. He was in a dark place. I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
But man, this looks awful.
Yeah.
It's just like it's visually not cool at all, and it's just like it just looks rough. It just looks rough.
TNA didn't care about Black Rain, and
kind of wish
neither did Dustin.
Yeah, I kind of wish they kind of just came up with something completely different, or if he just wrestled under Dustin.
Again, on paper, like it's cool, but like he was fucked up on drugs, he was overweight, and his life was in shambles. Thankfully, Dustin made it over to the other side, and he's still thriving in AEW.
Dustin is one of the best, ever.
For real. Lastly, we got the monster Abyss. Great performer, great look. He was just awesome.
Yeah, he was just one of those characters. He just right off the bat, he's just so fucking cool looking, and his theme is awesome as fuck.
He reinvented himself quite a bit over the years.
I'm glad you paused here because I couldn't keep my eyes off this girl here with the pink, because you can tell like her boyfriend dragged her to this fucking show, and the whole time she's like
crossing her
arms.
She just
watch her throughout the match. She's like so missed. She's like, because she sees these dudes coming out, she's like, what the fuck?
Dude, she wanted to just ride roller coasters. She's fucking heated. Like, why did you take me to this taping?
She just wants candy corn or something.
Candy corn?
I don't know.
Now, we have some solid workers, neat gimmicks. What can go wrong?
Nothing.
This match, man. P-Usa.
Abyss is the highlight of this match, obviously.
Yeah, Abyss is usually the highlight.
Until Father James Mitchell wants to ruin it. That's fine.
I watched this match 3 times. And with each passing view, I disliked it more and more.
Aw, okay.
I'm sorry.
I get it.
Just meaningless brawling and sheer apathy from the crowd. Mario, you mentioned that girl sitting. That was me watching this fucking match.
There was a pop for Abyss, though.
Yeah. But
people were excited to see Abyss.
I feel like nobody cared. Like nobody else in the match gave a shit. Just brawl, walk, hit each other.
Okay.
And that's it.
I can see it that way. I'm trying to keep an open mind watching all this
and I appreciate
shit, so.
that. And sometimes you're the asshole and I'm the good cop. This time I gotta be the dick. The fucking barbed wire tree isn't even stabilized. It's hung from the ceiling. So every time they try to use it as a weapon,
swing it.
It looks like shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
The match is every man for himself, right? So if the match is every man for himself, why are Relic and Black Rain working together and then they beat each other up?
Yeah.
And then they team up again and then there's dissension. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, there was one where Relic was going for the pin, Dustin
Pulls him off,
and then he goes for the pin, and then Relic pulls him off, and Dustin's like, what? what?
The use of weapons were cool, I guess, but I don't know, man. This match did not jive with me.
Well, you had those like high energy matches before, like you had Jay Lethal and Motor City Machine Guns before this. You had Gail Kim and Awesome Kong having to be pull apart, like all this like total nonstop action.
Good shit.
This is kind of like a, I didn't hate it as much as you did, but because it was quick.
It was quick. And keep in mind, I've seen worse matches, but like this was just after the shit we saw on the show. This was disappointing.
Yeah.
Abyss opens up some presents. He dumps out a bag of tacks. Goes back. He goes back under the tree. Dumps out a bag of broken glass, real glass. Cry me a river.
Is it real glass? Are you sure?
I don't know.
All right.
I know that it's sparkly as fuck. Look at this.
It is.
Oh yeah, it's like fucking diamonds.
Diamonds are forever.
Those damn diamonds are phonies.
As Shark Boy and Abyss team up on Relic and Black Rain, Father James Mitchell comes in for the distraction. I know you love Father James Mitchell, Kyle.
Well, I love his curved eyebrows and sprayed on hair. This is gonna look like me in like 30 years. Facts.
I was gonna say he looks like Evil Dad.
Evil Dad.
Yeah, like if Dad was evil.
No, it's evil me.
It's Evil Kyle. This is you and Rhea Ripley doesn't respond to your DM.
No, yeah, just wait. The villain origin story is cooking up.
Abyss grabs Mitchell when suddenly the lights go out in the impact zone.
Oh no, who could it be? It's TNA Undertaker?
It's Mil Muerte. I mean, Judas Messias. Judas Messias drives Abyss right into the tacks and broken glass. Just as this happens, Relic hits Shark Boy with a demon driver. 1, 2, 3, killer spelled backwards, picks up the win. I thought this kind of sucked.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever. I honestly,
all right, do you know what?
The whole like the Undertaker Kane shit, like I'm done. I'm done with that. It's just doesn't appeal to me.
Listen, you say potato, I say potato. Mario, what did you think of this match?
I thought it was whatever. It's just I'm never that crazy. I mean, the best supernatural stuff I've seen ever. It's always been, Taker and Kane, Fiend. But some stuff, it's don't try to replicate it. Just fucking do your own thing, brother.
There's a time and place for all these like
it's Christmas.
Supernatural.
I don't want to see fucking blood on Christmas.
You don't want to see Silent Night, Bloody Night.
I need a palate cleanser. Thankfully, we head back to the Christmas party. No doorbell this time. Joe just storms into the house and makes a beeline to Matt Morgan.
Oh, he's fucking pissed. He said he was gonna, you know what, it's Christmas, it's fine. I'm okay. You motherfucker.
That's exactly what he did.
No one talks to my son like that. It's okay, Spike. You motherfucker.
And then he starts destroying stuff like Godzilla, like I have in my notes. Joe is specifically like Godzilla.
Yeah,
Godzilla.
Joe flips the fuck out. Throws the table, throws the tree, just raising hell.
Before he does, I love how he says, I want to wish everyone Merry Christmas except for Sanjay.
Except for Sanjay.
Fuck Sanjay.
It was just such a quick thing, except for Sanjay.
For most of y'all, and except for Sanjay, hey, listen, I wish you a Merry Christmas.
We see a downtrodden Eric Young and Jeremy Borash. Christmas is ruined, but there's still hope yet. Regardless of the chaotic evening, Eric Young still anticipates the arrival of Santa.
And Jeremy Borash is like, look, Santa's not real. He's fictional.
He lets him down easy.
Yeah.
He lets him down. He wasn't as crude as Kurt.
But all of a sudden, Jeremy Borash forgot he was in wrestling.
Yeah.
Because anything is possible in wrestling.
Anything is possible. We see jolly Saint Nick step into frame.
Just the side of him.
And Eric Young is beside himself. It's a Christmas miracle.
And Jeremy Borash.
Santa.
Main event time, boys. It's the phenomenal AJ Styles versus Kaz in a grab the reindeer ladder match. The loser will face humiliation by donning the Rudolph costume.
Here we go again.
The prior month, AJ lost the TNA Turkey Bowl and was forced to wear a turkey costume.
You're a goddamn turkey!
AJ doesn't want to go through that again.
No, he can't. He can't risk this shit. Come on, AJ. Don't embarrass yourself again.
The match starts off hot. Kaz runs right through the ladder and spears AJ to the outside.
Oh yeah, it goes right on the outside.
They go from
the
0
fuck out
to
of each
60
other.
immediately.
Absolutely. Very few break periods.
Yeah, dude, it was total nonstop action.
It was.
Hey!
Ooh.
This match was absolutely insane.
What I really appreciated about this match, it was like one of my favorite like TV matches.
Me too.
I fucking loved it. The focus is the fucking ladder. Throughout that whole match,
that's right.
They use like almost every high risk spot onto the ladder. The ladder is constantly involved.
It is.
So,
and they
you don't
made
really
great use of it.
You don't see that consistently in ladder matches.
No, not anymore.
Where it's like used with every move.
This isn't even for the title. This is
just for a fucking reindeer outfit.
This is not to wear a reindeer costume.
Yeah.
That's what's at stake here, boys.
Putting the body on the line.
Killer back and forth throughout the early goings. AJ shows just how phenomenal he is by doing his trademark moonsault into inverted DDT.
Breaks the eyes. Oh, and then comes right back, and then inverted DDT off the ladder.
It's like a 1-2 punch.
That never gets old. We come back from break. We get all the cool shit we missed during the commercial.
Yeah, like usually during the break, wrestlers are taking a little lower gear. They're in a lower gear. They're
not them
holding it off until the cameras come back. They're just fucking killing each other here. Yeah,
for a reindeer costume.
The reindeer head. That's the only thing that takes me out of it a little bit, but I get it. Shut up, Kyle. It's pro wrestling.
I would love to see an unedited version of this match. Like, these two popped off.
Oh, just going, forever. Yeah, absolutely. There was a particular spot when, right here.
Right here?
Where, like, the ladder's leaned on the corner.
Yep.
Kaz tries to go. It looks like he's going to do, like, a Spanish fly onto the ladder, but AJ reverses, tries to go for the Styles Clash. And then Kaz reverses that, and AJ lands on the ladder. It's... Oh! And the whole story of the match was AJ's back.
Yeah, dude, he looks rough.
Kaz was working that back like the Dickens, brother.
In another crazy spot, Kaz inches his way closer to the reindeer. AJ catches him at the top and throws him all the way down to the mat.
The throw. That looks so fucking awesome.
Look out! AJ's got it! Oh my God!
The fact that both of these men are still wrestling today.
I know,
it's a miracle.
Still going at it. Is this Kaz still?
He's in TNA.
Oh shit! Okay,
yeah, he was just in NXT.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, dude. As the match comes to a close, Kurt Angle makes his way to the ring to root on his heel cohort. With AJ distracted by the mere presence of Kurt.
Climb up the ladder! What are you doing? Climb up the ladder!
It's like I am.
Climb it! Climb it!
It's so stupid.
Grab the antlers!
With AJ distracted, Kaz knocks AJ off. Kazarian climbs and retrieves the reindeer.
Kaz is gonna get it! He's got the reindeer costume!
Guys,
poor AJ having to wear costumes back to back. Kurt Angle's disgusted.
Oh, dude. But if we can just put a nice little bow on this match had no business being this good.
Right. It had no business being this fucking good.
Like, what a hidden gem of a ladder.
It was quick and just fast paced. It was, again, just the little things during the match. It's what makes it great.
I was so excited to hear your take on it, particularly because I know you're a big fan of spot matches.
Yeah, absolutely. I love ladder matches. I love TLC matches. Like all those kind of just like, the spotty matches.
Dude,
it's very, very exciting.
The objective was so ridiculous, but these two tore it up.
Oh, it does not matter.
Tore it up.
After this, the match makes you forget about it.
After the match, AJ refuses to put on the reindeer suit.
And Kurt Angle's like, you gotta put on the reindeer. listen. Let's cut the shit.
You gotta put the reindeer suit.
You gotta put on the reindeer suit.
Dude, he attempts to escape, but the refs stop him. He even gets into it with Earl.
Oh, Earl, yeah, dude.
Earl was heated.
AJ pushes Earl back. Earl is fucking, Earl isn't putting up with that shit.
AJ knows the assignment.
And AJ is such a baby, too.
Yeah.
He's like leaving the ring and all of the refs are gathering up, pulling him.
Like, come on. It's like...
He's grabbing the ropes to it's like Kurt Angle is like my dad making me dress up for church or something. This is like literally the same fucking scenario. Come on.
Put on your pants. Put on your church pants.
Come on. And then once you do it, he dresses you down. That's what Dad does.
Like this was like back when we were like fucking 5 years old.
Yeah. After a bit of back and forth, AJ reluctantly puts the suit on. Kurt puts the final touch on it by putting the reindeer head on AJ, which sends him into a full meltdown.
The reindeer head is like eating his brain because he's selling it like someone fucking hit him, like killed him or something.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck?
It's like killing him.
Kurt reminds AJ that last month he was a freaking turkey, and now he's a freaking reindeer.
How about you go back to your hotel, go sit down, and say, I am not a reindeer 1,000 times, baby. Woo! Go back to your hotel room and say, I am not a reindeer 1,000 times.
Deck the Halls hits the impact zone. Could it be? Yes! It's Eric Young and Santa Claus!
It's like the equivalent of like the glass break. Like Santa Claus coming out. Everyone's fucking going crazy.
Big pop.
Big pops.
Kurt is incensed.
Santa's giving out TNA gimmicks.
He's giving out
TNA merch. Giving out DVDs, foam fingers.
Oh my God.
This guy's a true worker.
He is. He's signed 8x10s. He's giving everything
This guy
away.
made the time.
Santa gives Kurt a TNA DVD, and just look how irritated he is.
Santa's hot dog, and I love it.
Yeah, he got Bound for Glory 2007 on DVD. Good for him. Kurt already told Eric that Santa isn't real. He says, "What, is Shrek gonna walk out here?"
I wish Shrek and Spider-Man came out for the run-in.
It was at Universal, so it could be
true.
Yeah,
true.
That could be a crossover. He asks the fans if they still believe in Santa.
He's right there.
He calls them idiots too.
How? Santa is literally right there.
Kurt then makes a wish, not for himself, but for Christian Cage, to finally grow a set of balls and show up this week. Santa doesn't think that's gonna happen, so Kurt just fucking clotheslines him.
I sure will, thank you.
Hey!
Can you hold this? He's like,
well, sure, why not, boy?
Clothesline.
I certainly will. Clothesline Santa takes out Young and dumps him over the top rope. Meanwhile, we see a young girl crying in the crowd.
I gotta love it. I gotta love seeing children in the crowd cry.
Was that the moment Kelly felt like hated fucking wrestling? That was,
we made her watch COVID Mania.
Oh, dude. Yeah. We made her watch COVID.
True, though.
COVID Mania.
That's a shoot. Out loud, say, Kurt Angle locks Santa in the ankle lock without smirking.
Kurt Angle locks Santa in the ankle lock.
It's hard. It's so hard.
This is the shoot Santa, by the way.
That's the shoot
That is
Santa
shoot
Claus.
Santa.
But before he can do any damage, Christian Cage bursts out of a giant present at ringside.
I popped huge. I was not expecting Christian to come out of the gift box.
Like he was in there all night. That's what I like to think.
I would like to imagine though. Imagine it's just like the segment before. Like they're like security is like holding a giant gift box with Christian inside.
Christian nearly lands the unprettier, but Kurt counters, only to find himself briefly caught in the ankle lock.
Oh shit!
But he bails
Taste
out
of
of the
your
ring.
own medicine, bitch.
We'll see Christian Cage and Kurt Angle at Final Resolution for the TNA title.
I guess I gotta watch it.
Yeah, we gotta watch that now.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't mind because I really enjoyed this episode as a whole. Of course, there's fucking ridiculous shit and stuff you grit your teeth at, but that's fine. This, as a whole, I'm sure was better than what the fuck was going on in 2007 on the other brand.
Oh, definitely. Happy holidays, y'all. Boys, what can I say about this? It's our first TNA show that we watched, so I knew that we were going to get something out of it, but I didn't know I was going to have so much fun.
Would this be my first choice when it comes to watching a TNA show? Probably not, but I think this is an amazing festive wrestling show. It was so much fun, especially going to TNA, not knowing much about the history of TNA, going back and just watching it for what it is and not knowing anything. You can kind of pick up on some stories and rivalries going on, and you can be thoroughly entertained by the wrestling and even some of the the backstage stuff.
Oh, the Eric Young stuff was great.
It was funny. It was
hilarious.
funny. I prefer, obviously, the wrestling is way more exciting and actually legit good.
Yeah, even like the bad matches on this show weren't even bad. It was just disappointing because everything else was good.
Yeah, and also you need to go with the expectation this is a TV episode.
Yeah.
The wrestling isn't going to be entirely the focus. It's more about enhancing the stories and leading up for the pay-per-view matches.
Very easy 90 minutes.
It really was.
I had a great time. I know you had a great time. Mario, what did you think of TNA Impact 2007 Christmas?
Yeah, it was really a good time. Like, unironically, like, you know, had stupid stuff in it, but also was evened out by some really good performances in the ring. And it makes me want to watch some more TNA, I think. I would like to explore some more. And I've been thinking about that lately, you know, checking out like old TNA, old ECW, just stuff I've missed.
Mm-hmm.
We talked a lot
Same
about
here.
We talked a lot about missing out on stuff today. So I think we should maybe next year is a year of us really diving into stuff we've never seen and we missed, and we kind of educate ourselves a little more.
Absolutely.
It was nice.
I would love that. As always, thank you so much for all of your support, all of your kind words, all of your engagement. Guys, we fucking love you and we appreciate you, and 2025 is going to be a hell of a ride.
The people who are excited for what's to come on this channel, I really appreciate you that you even dedicate your time to this show and think we're entertaining enough for you to listen to. So I really appreciate it. And let's go, man. Wrestling's fucking awesome, and it's in a great place right now.
Hell yeah.
Usually I close this show by saying, remember, wrestling is real. But I want to say something. Remember, Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We'll see you in January. Road to WrestleMania 21.
Hell yeah.